Welcome back, everybody. Today we are in Crawford, Tennessee for round 7 of the CXC 2021 series. We've got some fast sections mixed up with hills and some slick technical stuff out there. Some spots are a little muddy, getting some ruts built up, and yeah, it's a good race, good track. We're gonna jump straight into it here, get things rolling. Alright, off to a decent start. That's Jason Bolin up front and Matthew Wright cutting off my front end there, and Ethan Stevens in the blue. I couldn't really dive into the inside like I wanted to, so kind of ran into Matt Wright there. Richard Axe on my left trying to get by me. It was getting a little wild here right at the beginning. Ethan Stevens is right next to me there. He backed off at the last second. So I got Daniel Zortman right in front of me on the Kawasaki. Matt Wright up in front of him. Took a crap line here on the outside. Ethan Stevens skips back by me, although he's in the 4-stroke B class, I believe. Dirt was prime right here. We got some roots, but not too bad, honestly. And then some sporadic, deep, muddy sections here. Daniel Zortman tucks the front end, goes down, trying to cut out into the woods there to avoid the mud section. Not sure who that was. I've seen that rider a few times, but I don't know who it is. You can see it's like, oh, I lost the front end a little bit on a root and some mud. You can see the track is pretty good. We got Denham Sweezy over there from 250F B class just sitting in the mud, totally stuck. First lap, not even 3 minutes in, he's already completely sunk in a mud hole. That's super bummer. I remember I was having to tear a bunch of, having to pull a bunch of roll-offs here and clean the GoPro pretty frequently because of all the roost. This whole section here was really slick, slipping and sliding all over the place, honestly, front end, back end. It was just more slick than it looks, at least. Especially that kind of stuff. Nice little hot line there. You can hear me making a comment about how slippery it was. But I was feeling good. Bike's feeling good. Loving the YZ250X. So Ethan Stevens in front of me, still in the blue, and then we got Matt Wright, who is my main competitor in this class. He's just out in front of him. I like that blue gear, it's looking pretty fresh. So we're getting into some high-speed stuff here. A little bit less mud. Came really close to running into the back of him there. I was feeling pretty eager to make the pass here, but just taking my time. coming downhill here, we come into a nice little downhill rock garden, basically. It's actually pretty rough down here. We're also coming up into some traffic, I believe. You can see Ethan Stevens is bouncing all over the place. I think that's Michael Blaylock from the 200-250F B class that we're getting by here. Still super eager to get a win in this class. 30B hasn't happened to date. Been getting really, really close lately though. Shortly into this race, I started feeling like a bunch of acid reflux. I don't know what the deal was, but kind of felt like throwing up during the entire race. It's kind of weird. I don't know if, you know, I just ate something weird before the race. I think I ate a bunch of blueberries. I don't know. Len's got covered up here. Made a couple passes before I cleaned it off, so we didn't really get to see him on the video there. I think that's Jason Bolin in front of me now. And Matt Wright up there in the red. Totally botched this and lost a lot of time that I had to make up. Coming into one of the more technical sections here, some nice slick roots with water all over them and slippery mud. Got a high-speed section here where I seem to not want to shift out of third gear. A lot of hills on this track and they were fun. Here's one of them. By a bunch of people, including Matt right there on my left, and then Colby Keller on my right in the 200-250F B class. But with that pass of Matt Wright, I did put myself up into the lead, and we're out front leading this thing. That's Will Smith in front of me from the 251 B class. Feels good to be out front, trying to pick up the speed, check this thing out. Got another little hill here, pretty fun. Trying to let that two-stroke eat. And then I made a little mistake. Just tucked the front end a little bit, slowed me down. Was able to, or Matt Wright was able to get by me here, but didn't take too much time off, so got the bike running pretty quick, got moving. Second guessed my line right there. Did a huge power slide in the mud right there. I was a little impressed with myself for not crashing, actually. We got a sweet hill climb coming up here. Andrew Ribero's on my left there cheering me on. And I was able to get by Matt Wright again here. He had fallen over there on the left side, and I actually didn't even see that. So I just passed for the lead again, and I don't actually know that I'm in the lead. But I came through here in lap 1 in first place, 40 seconds ahead of Matt Wright, and I saw that it said I was in first place, but it didn't make any sense to me, so I didn't really believe it. I thought that the timing and scoring had made an error, and yeah, I was confused. I thought Matt Wright was still out ahead of me somewhere, so I was pushing, looking for him. This muddy section is getting pretty nasty. Very slick coming out on the other side. Back at the downhill rocky section. I actually like this kind of stuff, honestly. Got the sun coming out, lighting this place up. I think that's Philip Wall in front of me in 40A class. Just checking up to let me by. We got a river crossing right here. It's pretty cool. Nice and slick. Don't want to touch the brakes. And then when you come through the other side, it's pretty nasty over here. Some deep roots, deep ruts with roots all over them, and it's all slick from coming through the river. Pretty technical little section there. That's Jackson Paris from the 250 or 200 to 250 FB class, beginner class actually, that I'm running into. Probably roosting the heck out of him right now, but my bad. These uphill sections with all the rocks were pretty fun actually. You could get pretty good speed going up them as long as you didn't, you know, botch the beginning and lose all your momentum, but they were fun. Not too steep, but just enough to have a good run at. And of course, what goes up must come down, so we had some nice little downhill sections as well. Got a little sketchy there. Lots of rocks out here, just trying to stay in the clean part. Yeah, just trying to stay on the gas and stay out of trouble. And we're going right back into the woods. I think we got some nasty mud water coming up here, and I think I got someone right behind me actually trying to get by me. Not sure who, but got a little powwow going on the left there. So this was a pretty technical little downhill section. It's almost like a downhill mountain bike course. Very rough through here. It's a bit hard to tell on camera, but you can see my bike is all over the place. And then we're going right back up again. I don't know who that was there, broke down. Looked like he was messing with his chain or something. But yeah, this section had a lot of roots, and it was a little technical uphill, and then we had another one right after, and I think that's Case and Lee right there in Junior Trail, and when I came by him there, my back tire hit a root and just slid right over, and I think it hit his leg, so I hope he's all right. We got Dylan Piper coming by from the 250C class, who he finished 22nd overall in the 250C, being in the 250C class. So, yeah, maybe time for him to move up to A class. Yeah, if you're racing 250A speed in the 250C class, it's a little, I mean, I don't like to accuse people of sandbagging, and I don't think that, I would assume that he's not purposefully doing that. He probably just, didn't know where to class himself, but Made a little mistake here that it's super slick through there. And then we're coming up to this hill climb again. I think that's Stephen Bynum in the 50A class right there, and we're just getting after it. So if you like seeing hill climbs like this, if you love this racing stuff, please give a like to the video, subscribe to the channel, check out the videos as they come out. Still working on getting caught up on these things. And I do plan to catch all the way up to the Sork series, which I have been racing, and yeah, get these videos out there and making them a bit more entertaining. I think that's Matthew Parker there in front of me in the 200-250F beginner class, sending me into the mud line. But still out front in the lead right now. We're coming up to the end of lap 2. Got several riders stuck on the hill there. That left line seems to be way harder. I never took it, so I don't really know. Coming through at the end of lap 2, I'm still in first place, still 40 seconds ahead of Matt Wright, and actually feeling pretty sick, like I was gonna throw up. And yeah, we got Denham Sweezy here. He's the one that was stuck in that mud hole at the beginning of lap 1, so he probably stopped to clean up or something. Who knows how long it took him to get out of there, but I'm sure he's plenty exhausted from digging his bike out of the hole. And here's where he was stuck. Fortunately, I was able to get through there clean every lap. Although I did bobble here a little bit on the exit, it was pretty slick. Two-stroke doesn't really like that kind of stuff. Got Johnson McCoy coming by from the buddy class. I'm not sure how they finished, but looks like he's got a good pace going. And we're back to the technical section after the creek crossing. I actually like this kind of stuff, as long as it's not too technical, where it's, you know, I don't want to be pushing my bike and stuff. We got Jordan Matheny in front of me from the 250B class. I went to make a pass on him up here and kind of ran out of space. And he looks back, kind of just noticing that I showed up. Honestly, can't hear these two strokes coming. Then he just checks up and gives me some space to get by. It's getting pretty tough through there as I was getting tired. We got a rider stalled in front of me. I'm not actually sure who that is, but I think that was Derek German down there, an open beginner stuck in the woods, and he, as far as I know, DNF'd. So I don't think he finished one lap. Totally botched the entrance to this hill climb here. I believe I have a rider right behind me. And with my erratic behaviors, it seems that I'm probably ruining his day, as he's right behind me and probably getting held up big time by my inadequate hill climb skills. Carson Hall there, creating a little roadblock. So coming through at the end of lap 3, still in first place, still 47 seconds ahead as we see Doug Hall having a good time from the 50C class. I don't know how he ended up over there, but was not a hot line. I believe that's Justin Dupas from Open Beginner having a good ride. And we got Michael Blaylock here in the 200-250FB class causing another roadblock. Seems to be a thing for that class. So right here on the last lap in this river, I crashed and Matt Wright got by me. I went down, got totally soaked. So he's up in first, I'm in second. And then I thought, man, I'm exhausted. There's no way I'm gonna catch back up. But he got stuck on the final hill climb, and right as I came up the hill, he was just getting free. And I pushed hard as I could into the last few turns. I dove in on him on the inside in the last turn of the race and tried to make a pass. We collided, but he ended up with the better line. I went kind of over the berm, and he took first place. I took second by a matter of, you know, colliding in the last turn. So, man, it was a crazy race. It was solid. Still looking for that first win, but I'm going to keep putting these things together for you guys, so I'll see you at the next one. See ya!